All right, Facebook Live. We are here at our home table, and this is called the Home Team. I'm Dr. Serrano, my wife Jessica, and we love this. We love doing this because this is a time where we get to just share how we live behind the scenes. You know, a lot of people ask all the time, you know, what does it look like at your house? How do you live out all these principles of chiropractic and health at home? So that's what this is about. So. You know, one of the reasons we really do this and the heart behind this is that we care about your family. And we want to just navigate the spiritual, mental, and physical challenges that we all face when it comes to our health and really having a healthy family and a healthy home. We want to share those with you guys. So as people start getting on, make sure that you say hi to us, like this at any point throughout the time here, and share it so that we can spread this message of health and healing. So, want to go on?
Yeah.
Anything?
Just a little review about last week.
Yes. So last few weeks we've been going through the 5-step setup process to success. And week 1 we talked about filling up. And so if you missed any of that, go back and watch the other videos. But week 1 was filling up. Week 2 we talked about the measuring the gap. How do you measure the gap? And now this is week 3, and today is one of my favorites. If I don't know about yours, but for me it's definitely my favorite. And this week it's called Dream Again. So many of us as adults, we just stop dreaming, and we want to keep this a little shorter today because we want you to actually put some pen on your paper and start dreaming again. So, Jess, what do you say about Dream Again?
Yeah, I just think it's crazy because if any of you guys out there have kids and you just see their imaginary world that they kind of live their life in when they're playing, they just don't have as much issue with this, just dreaming about what's going to happen in the future or what they would like to be. You know, we're starting a school in 2 years, and so I've been diving into a lot of educational books, just reading about kids, how they learn, and one in particular is about creative schools. So in this book, Creative Schools, he does a survey where he walks into a first grade classroom and he asks, you know, raise your hand if you consider yourself creative. He said like 90% of their hands are raised. And so then you do that same thing. You walk into a room full of adults and you ask the same question, and they kind of awkwardly have to think about it. You know, maybe 10% are raising their hands. And we really have to stop and wonder, like, what has happened since that part? Like, of course, a lot of us have matured and we've found our passions, but I think sometimes it's just been educated out of us in a way, you know, to have these uninhibited dreams, to let God work in your heart, to think that these passions are more than just passions and to pursue them. So we just really want to bring that back to you today and kind of give you that space to dream again. It's not, you know, it's kind of hard now that we're older, and sometimes you just need to say, I'm going to sit down and maybe have some quiet time just to have those dreams come to your heart. And there's never a bad time to dream, whether you're a mom of 4 kids or a business owner, whatever it is. So we just wanted to kind of take you through the steps today of how to dream again.
Yeah, and it's just crazy to me that we stop dreaming. That's like my favorite thing to do. I'm driving. Yeah, I know. I'm driving down the road and I'm like, my mind's in the clouds. It's dreaming, and I think sometimes we think it's just kind of, well, we're not going to think about this or think about our future until like December 31st comes and let me write some things on paper. There's always a good time to dream. Every day is a great day to dream. So one of the things that we do, and the 5 steps that we're going through, this is something that we've incorporated to start doing. We used to do this once a year, just the beginning of the year, but now every quarter we're going to sit down and we're going to go through the 5 steps that we're going through with you guys, because in 3 months, the whole world, I mean, things change. Things, and our dreams get bigger, or things, you know, life happens. So we want to make sure that we're constantly dreaming again and doing these 5 steps. So how do you dream again? Last week, you guys, we went through the wheel of life, and we gave you 8 categories. We gave you categories as your financial health, your spiritual health. We gave you family health. We gave you your physical health. I don't know if I said that or not yet. You know, we gave you the 8 categories. If not, go back and see. I've listed them in the comments there. So once you rated yourself 0 to 10 in those categories, this week, how do you dream again? What we're always saying is, hey, pick one category. What's that one category you want to dream again? And today, take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, uninhibited. Don't think about goals and do they have to be like specific and well written, all that stuff. Just dream. You know, for me, for example, last time I did this, let me pick a category, like family category. I knew that my family, when I looked at my wheel, my family category was a little low. I didn't feel like I was spending enough time, quality time with my family, and just specifically with that. So one of my dreams, and which ends up being a goal this quarter, was I want to spend at least one day every week with each particular person in my family. One day with my daughter, one day with my son, so specific, not a full day, but specific hours with them. Our date nights, again, like make sure that those are in place, and we did that. You know, I put that as a dream. I made it a goal, and that's been happening now this whole quarter. So
and a couple things about that too is, especially with me, one of the reasons I wasn't writing these down is because my brain automatically goes to, how am I going to accomplish this? When is this going to happen? And you really have to just put down, like, how has God been stirring your heart? How do you want to interact with other people? What kind of legacy would you like to leave? And I mean, the dream for the school, that happened at least, say 5 or 6, if not more, years ago, and it took me really writing it down and saying that I have no idea where this is going or what it means. But 5 years later, you know, you start to build relationships, there start to be connections, and suddenly that thing is happening that you put down on paper. So it could be a 10-year dream, a 5-year dream, it could be next month, but really you just want to dump on paper all of those things that are going on in that particular category, and know that later on you'll have a chance to revise and really clarify those things.
So don't worry about what it looks like, what it doesn't look like. I've put some crazy things down on paper before, and some are just thoughts that are on there, and we'll see whenever we get to those. But right now we wanted to keep this short because we really want you to take a few minutes, put your pen on the paper, pick a category, and just dream. Dream, dream, dream. Put on there anything that comes to your heart.
I would say too, it would be great, maybe take a night this week around your dinner table, talk as a family and say, hey, we're going to do this really fun thing tonight, hand out some paper and pens, and just let your kids jot some pictures about, you know, what they're thinking of in the future, or maybe, you know, as adults, and go around and just say, hey, these are some things that I've been thinking about. And
yeah, so just to kind of close this out, I'll talk a little bit about our daughter, Arya. She's about to have her birthday, and you can see her doing this innately. Like she's already doing this. She brought a list. Her birthday's coming up, and she said, "Mommy and Daddy, I want all these things on my birthday." It was like she wants cupcakes and cake, and she wants spaghettis, and she wants macaroni. I mean, all these. But she was dreaming. It's so easy as kids to dream, but as adults, like we said at the beginning, the world. What did you say? You know, it kind of
just limits.
It limits us. It just stops us from dreaming again. So take a few minutes, pick a category, dream again. Next week we're going to go over the last 2 steps, and it's kind of neat how it ended up. We're ending our first quarter here in a few weeks, and in 2 weeks, Jess and I are going to be taking some time off, just her and I alone, and we're going to take this 5 steps, and we're going to walk through that every quarter this year. And that's in 2 weeks for us. So next week will be our last week going through this 5 steps. We'll close out with the last 2 steps. And I'm telling you, if you guys take these 5 steps, walk through these steps at least once a quarter, you will see your whole life start to transform. The dynamics in your marriage with your family will start to transform. So, guys, we kept it short. Dream again. Put some pen on paper. If you're not doing that, we're really not doing our job.
It's spring break, so no excuse.
Yeah. So, guys, if you enjoyed it, press the like, share this, and next week we're going over the last 2 steps, and then after that, we really are just going to get into questions. You answer your questions, your comments as they go, and it'll be fun. Heather, I see you dreaming over there. So keep going, and we'll see you guys next week at 2.